Welcome back to the Altiore Sports Green Park ground. We are back. 20 of the 40 overs have been completed. Andhra Pradesh, if you're just tuning in, have scored a magnanimous 246 from their allotted 20 overs. And, Orissa, the other finalists, will have to chase down a record 247 should they want to lift the Nagesh trophy. And here's a quick look at what happened just before the lunch break. And look at the next second name on that screen. The captain, Duna Venkateshwar Rao, 132 from just 65 deliveries. He quite simply was the standout performer from the first innings. It was a one-man show in many ways. Durga Rao gave him good support, 47 from 30. 246 for 3. This is absolutely staggering. It's on the big occasions that you want to put your best foot forward, and Andhra Pradesh have done exactly that. And here's a quick look at the bowling scorecard. You would have to say in a T20 game that the top 4 figures are still acceptable in some sense if it's a batting wicket. But have a look at that 5th figure. The captain, Mohammad Jafar Iqbal, unfortunately had a really rough day, conceding 70 runs from his 4 overs, 17 and a half runs to the over. And that is why, as a team, they haven't necessarily been able to put any sort of control on the Andhra Pradesh batsmen. Right, and they scored 225 yesterday against a high-quality Karnataka team, Odisha. Don't write them off. You don't want to write anybody off in a game of T20 cricket, right? So they will be back chasing 246 this time. They have to better what they did yesterday. And, well, if they want to lift that trophy, that coveted silverware, they got to beat the best in the business. And at the moment, Andhra Pradesh, they really are the team to beat. Will this mean a change of tactics in terms of who will open the batting in comparison to what happened yesterday? We will wait and watch. We're just waiting to see who the opening batsmen are. Ajay Kumar Reddy, the player on your screen, is the Indian cricket team captain for the blind. He's a star talent himself. He didn't need to do much today because the Andhra Pradesh captain, Venkateshwara Rao, did all the scoring. There he is, Venkateshwara Rao, the hero, the centurion. What an innings. He batted the full 20 overs. He carried his bat through. And we're just about gearing up for innings number 2. 20 overs stand in front of Odisha. 246 runs stand in front of them to win the Nagesh trophy. And it's going to be the captain who will start off proceedings with the ball in hand. Ajay Kumar Reddy will bowl the first over. The captain of the Indian team, in fact. Captain of Andhra Pradesh is Venkateshwara Rao, the centurion. And he's fielding at mid-wicket. They, in fact, have 2 mid-wicket fielders stationed right next to each other. And the first ball is straight to, it just goes through the mid-on fielder, and that will trickle away over the boundary for boundary rope for a boundary of the very first ball. That's a good start. You have to place your B1 fielders very strategically in the field to make sure that it doesn't impact you too much. And in this case, the batsman found exactly that fielder who tried his best, but just a bit unfortunate. And it's Pankaj Bhuwe who's on strike at the moment. He was the star batsman yesterday against Karnataka. He scored a half century. He batted really, really well indeed. He scored all around the park. And he got good support in the form of Sukram Maji yesterday. Who's the one who's going to give him support today? He has the number 7 jersey of Nakul Badnayak. Oh, that misses the wicket keeper as well. He's keeping up to the stumps. Confident is the wicketkeeper, but not on that occasion. He misses it, and another boundary. There you go. The batsman got an edge on it, an inside edge. Oh, yeah. Being a little too harsh on the wicketkeeper, I guess. There was no way he was going to stop that. It was a thick inside edge. Wide, but that's within the blue line. Even on the leg side, it's a lot more lenient comparison to the regular cricket that you see. So he gets away with that. 8 of 3 now. And there you go. He slides one in once again inside the blue line. That will not be called wide. Umpire Prasanna Raj there. That will be another boundary. 3 boundaries in the 5 deliveries we've seen so far. This is a good start. They want to take this over by over. It's easy to be intimidated by what you're chasing down in total. But all you need to do is break this down. They need 12 to the over. That's 3 boundaries. They've gotten that for this first over. And that's 13 for no loss at the end of the first over. A good start for Orissa. And that's a dot ball to start off the second over. It was a good start for them, getting 13 off that first over. Down the leg side once again and straight to the short fine leg fielder. So just the single added. This is what Andhra Pradesh will want to do. Their strategy will be to try to sneak in a few economical overs at the very start, pile on that pressure, increase that required run rate as much as it can, go up. Just not able to make good contact on the ball. Pankaj Bue. Practically everything came out of the center of the bat yesterday.
$15 for no loss. The predictor Navneet Krishna, who will be the predator there in the middle. A lot of batting though is there with Orissa. But what they have done is they've started off strategically well, Andhra Pradesh, starting off with Ajay Kumar Reddy from one end and Durga Rao from the other, which means they are starting with a B3 and a B2 bowler. And the first 5-6 overs, if they're able to cut off the runs, then it will be so much of pressure. But in the first over, credit cannot be taken away from Odisha. They scored freely 3 boundaries, but in this over, Durga Rao bowling exceedingly well. Just 3 runs so far of 4 balls. Sweeps it hard, but will not go for any run. The ball was hit with a lot of power, but the skipper, Dunna Venkateshwara Rao, everything going right for him. Stops that stroke from the Orissa batsman Nakul Patnaik. Outside the off stump, but there was a possibility of a stumping chance there. But 2 overs gone, 15 for no loss. And the wicketkeeper signaling towards his teammates that if the ball had come a little inside, he would have probably whipped off the bails. Watching that again, was not able to collect it neatly. It just misses the stumps by a whisker. And fortune saving Patnaik. So 15 for no loss now. As we'll have to wait and see. Ajay Kumar Reddy will continue, or Venkateshwara Rao has any other ideas of change in bowling. Ajay Kumar Reddy was expensive in the first over. Definitely will make amends. Durga Rao just bowling very well. Ajay Kumar Reddy.
He started off with 13 of the first over, and here we are, just 2 runs off that second over. And it's overs like that that Odisha unfortunately can't afford to have, because they're chasing down 12 under half per over. Even one bad over would set them back by multiple steps. They need to get going right from the word go. So that was quick, but wasn't accurate, so that will be called wide. That was good. That was quick. Very, very quick indeed. He's really pushing that in. That is solid pace. And have a look at that, the stare off. He isn't hesitating to walk down to the batsman and give him a stare. He came on here. The 2 big players, Pankaj Bhuwe. Sorry, that was Nakul Badnayak. This is very tidy stuff from Andhra Pradesh. That's why they are the defending champions. It isn't just the batsmen that can do all the damage. Have a look at this. Pretty much 6 to the over. They probably will get a couple of runs over here. He will stop that before it goes over the boundary line. This is impressive, very impressive stuff from Ajay Kumar Reddy after an expensive first over, conceding 13. He's hardly given anything away in this over, just the 4 runs from the 5 deliveries, and only 2 came off the previous over. They would want to get him Sukram Maji as soon as possible. Excellent fielding from Satyanarayana there. Fantastic stuff. Andhra Pradesh are already on the money very early on with the ball in hand now. 3 overs completed, 20 for no loss. And they will want to get in Sukram Maji as soon as possible. He was the star yesterday. 3 overs, 20 for no loss. This should have been about 37, 38 at this stage, Shankar. That's what the kind of total can do to you. Pressure right away.
12 runs of the first over, so one did get a feeling that Odisha will take the fight into the rivals' camp, but that has not happened so far. But we will have to wait and see the 8 overs of B1, how the Andhra Pradesh B1 bowlers will bowl. And at the moment, it's going to be Prem Kumar, a B1 bowler. So it's good strategy by Dunna Venkateshwara Rao. The first ball of B1 bowler. Durga Rao is the bowler, so they're persisting with that. T. Durga Rao, B3. So probably would like to cut runs and then give for the B1 bowlers on his follow-through. Durga Rao. Luck favoring both Dunna Venkateshwara Rao and Durga Rao today, because both the Raos ensuring a great total for Andhra Pradesh. And now Durga Rao, the first ever survivor of the reversal of a decision, also bowling well now. Did well with the bat and now responding to the call of the team captain with the ball. 22 for no loss. It's a very, very slow start, barring the first over. So just 10 runs coming off the 2.3 overs after that, which means they have scored 10 of 15. In the last 2.3 overs, they have just scored 10 runs, where the required rate is 12 plus. Ensures that the ball will touch the edge of the bat, will only be content with only a single. The Andhra Pradesh team won't mind conceding ones and twos, and maybe the occasional boundary. Up to 10 runs per over is okay for them, as consistently Odisha will have to score at 12 runs and over. Saw the ball early, picked it up well, but will not be able to find the gap at mid-wicket. There's a quick run there, and Ganesh will solve it. Will stop it. Odisha, Pankaj Puhe. Good bit of backup there by the skipper Dunna Venkateshwara Rao. Taking a look towards the batsman. A single taken. Scoring at 6 runs and over doesn't give you the source of inspiration. Somewhere down the line they need to get one big over of 15 plus Navneet at the earliest, because just about 6 runs per over, and if another couple of overs go through, then Odisha will totally be out of this contest even before the second half of their innings will come through.
Yeah, they need to be at around 50 if they want to be on track for this total. At the moment, they're less than half of that. And that's just an indication of the quality of this Andhra Pradesh lineup. They are ruthless, not just with the bat, but with the ball as well. And it's going to be that man, the chief tormentor, the architect behind that big total, the captain, Dunna Venkateshwara Rao, who's going to get the ball in hand now. He's, well, equally venomous with the ball as well. Have a look at that required run rate. It's already creeping up very quickly. 4 overs back, it started at 12, little less than 12 and a half. And we're talking close to 14 already. That is a good solid straight drive, but well cut off by the boundary men. Excellent. So many dot balls, they've hardly given away any extras. This is the best of Andhra Pradesh that we're seeing, really. They've just taken their performance one notch higher in comparison to what we saw yesterday. Conceded way too many runs to Haryana. Opening partnership of 170 plus for Haryana yesterday. Andhra Pradesh just couldn't do anything. Ah, a rare misfield by an Andhra Pradesh fielder. It goes straight through his legs, brings out a boundary. They need to score a boundary practically every alternate delivery. Even more, in fact. This time on the leg side. 2 fielders there, but unfortunately can't cut it off. And well, some sort of momentum, really. 2 boundaries in the 2 deliveries so far. Gopalacharya was the fielder at the boundary. Well, valiant attempt, but the ball was always curving away from him. A good dive in, but just couldn't stop the ball. very, very impressive that from Venkateshwara Rao. He just followed the batsman, giving him no room whatsoever. And, well, you have to say that Pankaj Bhuwe ended up in a bit of a tangle there. Sweeps once again and another boundary. They've gotten the 3 boundaries from this over, but they have to do this every single over. The batsman missed it, the wicketkeeper missed it, and it just rolls over the boundary line for buys. 38 for no loss at the end of 5.
So now Venkateshwara Rao conceding 10 runs of that over. Ten from the bat for Mr. Extras. So totally 38 for no loss. All in all, Odisha will take it. 14 runs from that over as Odisha trying to get back on track. The run rate now close to 8. They have to first bring it up beyond 10 runs per over. Setting the field as Durga Rao probably will finish his spell. Knows fully well where the batsman can hit. That anticipation is a very good talent. Durga Rao has done that repeatedly, knowing fully well where the batsman can play the stroke, and this time changes to the track. The batsman will not be able to get beyond a single, as both Pankaj and Patnaik cross over for a single. 39 for no loss. 1 run of 2 balls. 1 dot ball. So if they can cut up to 10 runs and over is okay for Andhra Pradesh, but beyond 10 they need to pull up their socks, not allowing Odisha an opportunity to score after the 15th over with 8 B1 bowlers, 8 overs to come from a B1 bowler. As another single takes place there towards the square leg region. 40 for none. Durga Rao mixing his deliveries very well, not allowing the batsman any width at all. Nakul Patnaik on strike. Strikes the ball hard, it hits the stumps. For the first time since yesterday, hitting it back along the track. Durga Rao had moved a couple of steps to his right, and fortunately again for Durga Rao, the ball goes and hits the stumps at the bowler's end, and hence no run. .40 for no loss. 2 more balls to go. Strikes it hard. The batsmen have picked up a single. They're looking for the second run. No need to run for the second as the ball crosses over the boundary. A welcome boundary of the over. 5th ball of this over, they've got a boundary. 44 for no loss. So even if they get a boundary of the next ball, that's not enough for them. They need to get 12 runs at least and over. Though the run rate is much more than that, if they can score at around 12 runs and over, they will be in the hunt. But just only 1 boundary so far in this over. A couple of dot balls and 2 runs. So not many, only 6 runs so far in this over. Durga Rao bowling exceedingly well, not giving anything away. And in all probability, another over may happen from B2 or B3, but then a B1 bowler will come into play sooner or later. Required run rate 14.33 now. Wrapping him on the pad, but much beyond the line of the stumps, and so the over comes to an end with another dot ball. Great finish to the over. 44 for no loss after 6. 14.5 runs per over is what is required. Well, Navneet, you would agree with me that you don't need an astrologer to be consulted at this juncture, that this match will go Andhra's way.
Well, the other way to look at it is practically everyone in the ground is happy to be an astrologer on this one and give a prediction on this one. At the moment really is going in one way. And there you go. And I wonder what the discussion is all about. Pankaj Bhuwe and Nakula Badnayak. What can they do differently, really? Because at the moment the bowling is just so tight. If anything, it's this phase of 8 overs now that will come to them by B1 bowlers. Can they capitalize on this? B. Govindaraju is a B1 bowler for Andhra Pradesh, and he's going to start off proceedings, the 7th over. In total, 8 B1 overs is what we're going to get. So, can Pankaj and Nakula capitalize on this? They have to get that 12 to 13, maybe some overs with 15. They need to get 100 runs from these 8 overs. It's pretty simple. If they have to make a match of this, they need to get 100 runs from the next 8 overs. And it's got to start from this over. It's got to start practically from ball number 1. That was going to go wide, but the batsman decided to go after it. And he drilled that straight to the cover fielder. Just the single. He always looks at spinning it, Govindaraju. Will give it a nice little twerk. Look at that. That is what he does so well. No. Nakula Badnayak is asking for the wide, but that is into wide. If you look closely, it's spun in towards the very end inside the blue line. Look at that. This time he opts to go after it. Such a good start this is for a B1 bowler to literally concede 1 run from the first 3 deliveries is excellent start. Such a strategic bowler. He spins it from outside and brings it in towards the very end. Many a times the batsman's expecting that to be a wide, but what happens is that it just spins a little more than... No. Why did he get some bat on that? I'm going to wait for the umpire's decision. No bat. So that will be a wide and the extra run for the miss by the wicket keeper. So 2 more runs to the total. They're still yet to get to 50. We're into the 7th over. Oh, fantastic. Satyanarayana once again, he's been on the mark with the bat now on the field. This is a second stop from Satyanarayana. Excellent, absolutely excellent. 4 deliveries into the first over by a B1 bowler and we haven't seen a boundary. Look at that, he's putting his boundary on the line. This is what it means to them. They've already tasted success, they've already been champions of the Nagesh Trophy before, but they want this again. Andhra Pradesh. Right, 1 delivery left. 51 for no loss. Can Govindaraju just end up? Oh, this is just simply outstanding bowling from Govindaraju. He is completely blind, doesn't have any sort of sighting at all. But have a look at how he's bowling. Just 7 conceded. This is high quality stuff from Andhra Pradesh.
Well, Navneet, I agree with you, but since it's come from a B1, I think it's much more than a high quality because, and it was good cricket all around. Satyanarayana, the B1 fielder, stopped it, saved 4 runs, at least 2 runs for his team, and accurate bowling by Raju, ensuring Govind Raju as now another B1 bowler ready. Prem Kumar, we'll have to wait and see whether Prem Kumar will be an ideal foil for Govind Raju. No boundary scored of a B1 bowler, 7 more to go. They should have taken at least 15 runs and over, or at least, if not 15, 12 runs and over is a minimum requirement from a B1 bowler from these batsmen. But Andhra Pradesh have learned from the mistakes which they committed yesterday, allowing the Haryana team to go to a big score and then making amends with some good batting and good bowling in the later part of the Andhra Pradesh innings. Down the line, hits it straight. And no need to run for that. This was perfectly timed and placed for 4 by Badnaik. And Odisha move on to 55 for none. Prem Kumar on his follow through, the umpire also moved away from it. It was even if B2, B3 fielder were there at the deep, they will not have been able to stop this one. It was hit with so much of precision where the 5th or 6th stump would have been on the onside. As 55 for no loss. Reverse sweeps it. And again, smart piece of stoppage there. This is giving more than 100%. Govind Raju, after bowling a very good first over, exceedingly well, dives and stops that. You can watch this in the replay. Inspiration to everyone watching this live and exclusive broadcast on Doordarshan. It's the ball is going towards the boundary and a little bit of misfield, but very well backed up. The Andhra Pradesh team have done their homework very well. If there is a miss, there is some backup, and Durga Rao making it up for the laps there in the field. And there you can observe Durga Rao waiting if that ball misses. Yes, and before the boundary line, picks it up. Nice throw. Saving a boundary. 57 for no loss. 3 more balls to go. Just 1 boundary so far in this over. Will this be the second one? And a superb catch there. The ball was in the air. So the B1 bowler has done the trick. Gopalachari there making no mistake. Gopalachari, a B3 fielder, saw that ball early, and the rule makers of blind cricket will think if a B1 bowler gets a wicket, should it be put as 2 wickets? Our match referee, Mr. Kumar, will have a lot of pondering to do, because if a B1 player scores a single, he gets 2. But if he picks up a wicket, at least in the bowling analysis, should it be put as 2? Maybe something plus has to be given, because see, B1 bowlers 8 overs are the time when the team batting will try to capitalize. But today it's been a different ball game altogether. No boundary in the first over, just 1 boundary in this, and a dismissal. Dismissal of a very important wicket of Pankaj Buhe. Walking back, and Gopalachari running across and celebrating as though the cup has already been won by them. It looks like, though, but in cricket you never know till the last ball is bowled. You cannot decide the winner. But today's match, it can be easily said at this juncture, until and unless there is nothing short of a miracle, would probably bring back Odisha into the match. Otherwise, it's been totally a one-sided affair so far. And Kalya Pradhan is the new man in. B1 batsman. We'll have to wait and see. B1 to B1 now, as Prem Kumar will bowl to Kalya Pradhan. This is another important phase of Odisha's innings. In addition to being behind the required run rate, they need to score runs now. And with the B1 batsman around, Again, a good ball there, missing the line of the ball completely. Though the B1 player has the advantage of getting double the number of runs scored from the bat, it will be that much more difficult if the bowler bowls well. And both the B1 bowlers have done exceedingly well so far, as Prem Kumar for the final time in this over. Another dot ball to end the over. So it's an end of a successful over. So what was expected that Odisha would score runs from B1 bowlers, the 2 overs have ensured just 1 boundary. So it looks like curtains for Odisha at this juncture, though we do not want to demoralize the Odisha team. They need to fight till the very end and, of course, reduce the margin between the victory and a loss. Nevertheless, Andhra Pradesh right on top at the end of 8 overs, 57 for 1.
Govind Raju will come back for his second over from the pavilion end. He just gave 7 runs in his first over. Close, a little too close, almost played it onto the stumps. Nakula Badnayak is just not able to get the ball away. Look at that. Shot, excellent shot. This time he finds the boundary. They need to invent a few different things here. He manufactured, because there was just nothing coming his way. He had to really make room for himself and find that gap in the offside. And he did that to precision. Picked up a valuable boundary. Everything counts at the moment for Odisha. And he does that again, but this time around he'll just get only the single, and a good throw back to the wicket keeper. Andhra Pradesh will take this all day, every day, because it's the B1 bowlers that batsmen often target. But at the moment, Odisha aren't able to do much damage even against the B1 bowlers. It's also because Govind Raju and Prem Kumar have been so accurate and so tight with their lines. So it's now a B1 bowler bowling to a B1 batsman. So it's going to be interesting. Can they sneak in 3 more economical deliveries here, Andhra Pradesh? Look at that. Have a look at that. Looks like that's a dead ball. Will have to be re-bowled because the wicketkeeper, not too sure why though, but maybe probably the wicketkeeper wasn't ready. Now look at that, look at that. That is why he is so good. And he's so accurate, he's so disciplined with his lines. He keeps it within the blue lines on either side, not giving those extras to give it away. Mind you, Odisha gave 33 extras in their 20 overs. And he gets bat on this, and this time he will get away for a single. There's a chance for a run out here, but a fumble at the boundary line would mean that they'll come back comfortably for the second. Singles and doubles just isn't going to cut it. In fact, we're getting to a stage where practically they'll need at least 3 to 4 boundaries every single over for over 10 overs. Excellent. It's that man once again. It's Satya Narayana once again. He's been absolutely remarkable on the field. He's already saved several runs for Andhra Pradesh. Never hesitates in putting his body on the line. So good to see. "68 for 1 at the end of 9. Look at that. Commitment. That is what you call commitment.
Well, Navneet required run rate 16.27. The requirement of boundaries increasing with every over. And halfway through, they should have at least got 100 runs, at least 10 runs an over, which should have probably kept them in the hunt. And with the B1 player in picture, it's better another B2 or B3 player comes in quickly, because the B1 player needs to get those singles and give the strike to either B2 or B3, because if he picks up a single, he gets 2 to the total. As a good ball to start the over. Nicely done by Prem Kumar again. This is the 4th over from B1, which means 4 more overs to go after that. But the first 3 overs have been pretty good and economical with a wicket. Prem Kumar middles the ball well. They'll have to pick up a single at least. We'll have to wait and see. Yes, they do it quite comfortably. So they get 2 runs to the tally, 70 for 1. That's what a B1 player needs to do while batting. Pick up the single, give the strike to his partner. Either a B2 or a B3 player, so that they will be able to go after the bowling. As Pankaj Buhe on strike now to Prem Kumar. 70 for 1. This is the all-important final. Andhra Pradesh versus Odisha. AP right on top. Middles the ball well. The ball will go towards the boundary, but will not reach the boundary, as a smart piece of fielding by DT Krishna. Just 2 runs. 72 for the loss of 1 wicket. The Andhra Pradesh team doing it in style. As Prem Kumar will now bowl once again to Pankaj. Pankaj, in fact, is the help runner for nicely struck this time. 4 runs resulting out of that stroke. 76 for the loss of 1 wicket. Odisha will take it. Nakul Badnaik making no mistake there. Watch the stroke again. Saw the ball pretty early. Was in a good position to place it wherever he wanted. Does that. But a little bit of misfielding contributing to his costs. So 3 extra runs conceded. The Andhra Pradesh team won't mind at this juncture, but they'll have to necessarily watch out for those lapses, particularly when a B2 or a B3 batsman is striking the ball. 76 for 1. Well struck. Smart piece of fielding in the deep by A. Ravi, who also can do a little bit of wicket keeping in case the wicket keeper exchanges the gloves to bowl. But at the moment, fielding in the deep as a B3 player, A. Ravi. For the final time in this over, Prem Kumar. Nakul Badnaik. Saw the ball early, but very good fielding there. Great cricket from Andhra Pradesh. Smart piece of fielding in the deep by Gopalachari, who brought off that wonderful catch. And at the end of 10 overs, Odisha 78 for 1. And they should have been at least 100 or 110 for 1 at this juncture, which means they are lacking by 22 to 30 runs, 20 to 30 runs less at the end of 10 overs. And that probably can be the difference in the final analysis of this game. Having a little bit of a discussion during the drinks break. Well, Navneet, at this juncture, it's almost a foregone conclusion that until and unless you need to score close to around 18 runs and over, which means 5 fours or at least 3 fours and a 6. And when a B1 player is playing, at least a couple of balls, you need to get a boundary. So you have to run 2 runs so that you get a boundary. So All in all, it's a very, very difficult situation for Odisha from now on.
Yeah, it's only going in one direction from here on, really. At the moment, Odisha well on the back foot, and Andhra Pradesh, you can just sense the mood at the drinks break when you're just looking at the team here on your screen. They seem to be in a good mood. They know that they have the upper hand here, and they probably have a sense that this is a little too much even for Odisha at this stage. Here's a look at the score line. Pankaj Bhuve, he was so good yesterday, but just not able to get it off the square today. 35 of 25 is good in other games, but not today. And Nakula Badnayak, 26 of 29, he's just not able to score quickly. You cannot afford to have a strike rate below 100 when the team needs you to strike at over 150. And Kalia Pradhan, the B1 batsman, has just joined them. How dearly would they want to see Sukram Maji in the centre? And something just told me that they will probably go with Sukram Maji early on with the batting. They probably open with him, but that didn't happen. We're back live. This is the ALTIORE Sports Ground. You're watching live pictures on your Doordarshan production. This is the final of the Indusind Bank Nagesh Trophy 2021 Season 3. The defending champions Andhra Pradesh are well on their way in making it 2 titles in 2 years, and they are the dominant state team here. It's almost impossible to get past them. They're unbeaten so far, and they have some high quality talent in their ranks. So it's going to be Govind Raju to continue, and there's an appeal for an LBW early on, and up goes the finger. Up goes the finger. Fantastic bowling, accurate stuff. They've hardly given any extras away. He did that again. He bowled a little outside off, and it spun into the batsman and struck the batsman right in front of the stumps. Ajay Kumar Reddy went up immediately, and the umpire raises his finger in agreement. And that finally makes way for Sukram Maji, the star from yesterday. Well, it has to come down to the two of them. You've got to believe that it's Sukram Maji and Nakula Badnayak that have to do bulk of the scoring if they want to get any closer to this total. At the moment, 150, 160 is not going to be enough because they're going to fall desperately short of that total. He's a good striker of the ball, a clean striker, and he's got to get going right from the very beginning. He does that. Will they pick up a second? It's a long boundary there, and they decide against it. Handsome stroke down the ground, straight to the fielder, only the single. At the moment, Andhra Pradesh won't be complaining with the singles and doubles. They just want to make sure that the boundaries don't come by too often.
Bowling amma, bowling amma. Kwatala, kwatala.
There's an appeal. There is an appeal for stumping. I'm not too sure if the umpire is going to be interested. How impressive a bowling performance has this been from Andhra Pradesh. They've just given nothing away, hardly any extras. Look at that, spinning it into the right-hander. Quality bowling. I'm not too sure if I've seen any better bowling than this. They are deservedly here in the big final, and you have to say they're deservedly going to probably go on to take that title as well. They're just almost unbeatable. That will be a wide. It was outside the blue line, and the umpire will stretch out his arms.
Excellent bowling, Maya.
That should go over the boundary line. Yes, it will be. The fielder was a little late to react to that. And that was good enough for the ball to cross the boundary line. 11 overs completed, 85 for 2. They're going at less than 8 to the over. They should have been around the 120, 125 mark to be on track for this total. So they're at least 40 runs short. Eleven completed, 9 to go.
The first ball, boundaries have dried up, and Odisha's batsmen have not been able to capitalize on the Bevan bowlers. That's been the story of this match, as the Bevan bowlers have lived up to the expectation of the team management and have not conceded many boundaries, have bowled very less wides in comparison to what Odisha bowlers did. Struck hard, will not go to the boundary. Smart piece of fielding in the deep. Durga Rao stops it and doesn't allow the ball to cross over. But 3 runs taken. So probably this is the first time batsmen have run for 3 runs today. Well, Odisha can pick up those extra runs, but Andhra Pradesh won't mind, because still the required run rate is much above what they are scoring at the moment. 89 for 2. Prem Kumar, nicely struck, will go to the boundary. Yes, it does. No chance whatsoever for A. Ravi. A welcome boundary to Odisha, 93 for the loss of 2 wickets. Sixth over of B1, which means after this another only 2 overs will be left for the B1 bowlers to complete the formalities as per the rules of the game. They've done exceedingly well, and one of the important differences between the two teams has been the bowling of B1 bowlers. In the morning we saw the skipper Mohammad Jafar Iqbal conceding quite a lot of runs. In fact, 24 runs were conceded. The 18th over, a vociferous appeal for a catch behind the stumps. Umpire not interested. More than the wicket, what's important here is that it was a dot ball. They can't afford a stumping chance, but they feet was firmly inside the crease. The required run rate 18.48. It's almost over. Curtains for Odisha. It's again a smart piece of fielding in the deep. Durga Rao making no mistake there. Prevents the boundary, stops a couple of runs, and 95 for 2. Smart piece of fielding in the deep. The pickup, the follow-up was outstanding. Striking in the onside this time, and the backup will come into play. Looking for the second run. Good throw from the deep by A. Ravi. On your screen there, saw that the two batsmen were advancing for the second run. Picked up the ball very quickly, had a shy towards the stumps, and ensuring that the two batsmen will not get into a mode of unwanted adventure. So 12 overs gone, 96 for 2, almost close to 19 runs per over is required. Well, Navneet, the match is becoming a formality to complete the proceedings, and so is the commentary.
You know, what's been as impressive as the 100 from Venkateshwar Rao is the bowling by the B1 bowlers. They've just been simply outstanding, and frankly, we've seen 4 teams in action over the last couple of days. None of them, in fact, even Andhra's performance yesterday cannot be even close to what they've done today with the ball and with the bat. They've just really stepped it up several notches. It's been an almost perfect display of blind cricket by Andhra Pradesh today. Look at that, it's just so hard for them to find the boundary. Just impossible at the moment. There are fielders everywhere. I guess after a point here, there's no point in looking at the required run rate. 19 plus per over. That's a little too much for anybody. Something gives me the feeling that Odisha are just going through the motions here, really. They probably are resigning to their fate. Singles and doubles are just not going to do it anymore. It wasn't the case even 10 overs back. They haven't reached 100 yet. We're into the 13th over. Will this probably get them to 100? I think so. If they get a double, no. Look at that. Have a look at that piece of fielding. He just rips it back into the wicket keeper, and you don't want to chance his arm. 99 for 2 in 75 deliveries. The sheer amount of turn that Govind Raju is getting will have to make him easily the best bowler that we've seen today. Even B2 and B3 bowlers are conceding more runs than Govind Raju. This is just an outstanding spell of bowling. He deserves all the appreciation that he's getting right now, because look at the amount of turn that he's getting, and he's just cramping batsmen for room. That'll spin in. That would have been a wide, but the batsman decided to go after that. Just the single though. 100 comes up, and now it's 101 for 2 now. Pretty much at the end of 13 overs. Oh, it's been an absolute joy watching Govindraju do his thing. Such a talented bowler, and I hope he's utilized well by Andhra Pradesh going forward, because he is a thorough match winner. The 13 overs completed, 101 for 2.
Govindraju has conceded just 30 runs in his 4 overs, as Navneet was mentioning. Much better than a B2 or a B3 bowler. Good prospect for India, because you need to have 4 B1 players in your team, and Govindraju definitely in the forefront in terms of bowling, and in terms of fielding, Satyanarayana has been the pick of the fielders. Govindraju's bowling analysis: 1 for 30 of 4 overs. Great bowling. Less than 8 runs per over, when the required rate was close to 18 runs an over. So probably the B1 bowlers have pulled it off rather easily, one can say straight away, for Andhra Pradesh, wherein it was expected that the B2, B3 bowlers will deliver and ensure that Andhra Pradesh wins this match. But now B2, B3 bowlers can breathe easy. They can afford to concede 10 to 12 runs an over, and nobody will question them, which normally doesn't happen in T20, because the required rate is around 19 runs per over. And even if you score 4 boundaries of the over, now it's gone up to 21.22. So it's almost next to impossible. 102 for 2. What Odisha can now do is to reduce the margin of defeat. At least get a few boundaries, entertain the crowd which have come here in large numbers, as they pick up another run. Champions learn from their mistakes very quickly, as they say, and Andhra Pradesh learned from their mistakes what they did yesterday against Haryana. They just thought, when Haryana came on to play against them in the batting, they just thought it was just a matter of formality and they will ride over Haryana. Unfortunately for them, the first 16 overs, Haryana were right on top in their batting, and 5 run-outs, harakiri committed by Haryana, ensured that Andhra Pradesh came back into the game, and thereafter they were spot on and won the match comprehensively in the end. On the contrary, it did not happen with Karnataka. Karnataka were taken by surprise by the onslaught of the Odisha batsmen, and they lost their way while chasing, though there was a century from Jairamaya, but that was not enough for Karnataka, as they lost in the semi-finals, and the repeat of the last year's final did not happen. Odisha, on the contrary, was expected to give a good fight to Andhra Pradesh, but as I said earlier, Andhra Pradesh, learning very quickly from the mistakes yesterday, ensured right from the very first ball, after winning the toss, that they were right on top. A welcome boundary, not just for the Odisha team, but also for the spectators. 108 for 2. The combination of the 2 players here, not quite working for them. Sukram Maji and Nakul Badnaik. Sukram and Nakul were expected to get runs in succession, just as Karnataka did yesterday. Their skipper Sunil Ramesh not able to score. Similarly, the team batting second have been finding it difficult, particularly in the afternoon, to score runs. But that doesn't mean that the B1 bowlers have not bowled well. They have bowled exceedingly well. And this is the final over of B1. As Prem Kumar, vociferous appeal there, but it was beyond the blue line, hence the umpire has no hesitation calling it a wide. 110 for 2. 109 for 2. Nicely struck. Another boundary in this over. This probably has been the most productive over from a B1 player in recent play, as barring the first over, after that the B1 bowlers were circumspect, particularly 4 overs now means 1 for 30. Govindraju and Prem Kumar also has bowled well. Last ball from a B1 bowler in this edition of the Indusind Bank Nagesh Trophy. 113 for 2. Great 8 overs sent down by the B1 bowlers of Andhra Pradesh, ensuring that Odisha will never be in the chase. It was definite wide, but hitting it very fine. Will not get a boundary, only a single to end the over. 114 for 2 at the end of 14. So 6 overs to go, 36 balls, and they require 111. 36 balls, more than that. In fact, 246 means 132 is required. And it's almost, one can't say, Navneet, the next to impossible. It's just impossible now.
Those are the figures of Prem Kumar. 40 runs from the 4 overs for 1 wicket. And Govind Raju conceded 30 runs. So we're talking 70 overs, 70 runs of B1 bowlers from 8 overs. That is just outstanding. Less than 10 runs per over. You don't see that too often. And so then when you look back, when you step back and look at who's contributed in helping Andhra go the distance in this trophy, there's just not one name. It was Venkateshwar Rao with the bat. Ajay Kumar Reddy did it yesterday. It was Ajay Kumar Reddy who scored those big runs yesterday. Their bowlers have been outstanding. Govind Raju today particularly so good. And it's the same Sukram Maji who was so dominant yesterday, who's just not been able to get it away. That's only because of the quality of the bowling. Such a massive difference. Gone! Wicket number 3 goes down. You miss, I hit, quite simple from the bowler on this occasion. He went for the big hike, did Nakula Badnayak. But he misses in the process. Will have to make the long walk back to the dugout. And, well, Brits are quite literally losing their way here. The wheels are coming off. Andhra Pradesh are piling it on here. They're stamping their authority and they're well on their way to title number 2 in 2 years.
Sir?
The new batsman is Lal Prasad Soren. Is that just 2 wickets in 2 deliveries and identical dismissals? We're seeing this all happen. This is the most dominant performance of cricket that we've seen in the Nagesh Trophy, really. I wonder what the margin of victory is likely to be at the moment. It seems to be extremely, extremely wide. It's been a one-way show, really, in this big final. Look at that. He just missed that first delivery on the buzzer from the bowler. And Lal Prasad Soren had no answer. Another wicket goes down. And Durga Rao is now going to be on a hat-trick. Will there be a change of field? Yes, have a look at Ajay Kumar. He's bringing in all the fielders. Well, there's a first slip. I can see a second slip. There's some sort of a short gully. There's a short point. It feels like we're watching a test match right now. This is very, very exciting stuff. Right, there are 4 fielders around the batsman now. And Mohammad Jafar, the captain, is on strike. Can we witness a hat-trick? Is Durga Rao running in? Oh, just falls short of the bowler. So close, but yet so far. There's an appeal for an LBW. The umpire not interested, but this is such a fantastic over. We've seen 4 dot balls so far. I'm not too sure if we've seen 4 dot balls in any of the matches that we've been covering so far. Consecutive dot balls. Will that be out? Oh, that will be a single. That will be a single. I think just 2 runs comes off this over. 15 overs completed, just 5 overs. We're quite literally going through the formalities here. We're just going through the motions. The Odisha team 117 for 4 at the end of 15. They need 130 runs in 15, or rather 30 deliveries. Shankar, what do we have?
Give another 10 overs to Odisha as bonus, but that's not going to happen. Well, in the meantime, the stage is being set outside the playing area for the presentation after the match. 4 overs now means 2 for 15. We already have with us Shri K.C. Narayan Gowda, the Honorable Minister of Youth Empowerment and Sports Planning, Program Monitoring and Statistics, Government of Karnataka. And we also have Shri M. Chandrasekhar, AVP, Public Affairs and Communication, South India, Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages Private Limited. And the dignitaries are slowly trickling in. That shows the amount of support and encouragement Government of Karnataka has been giving. And of course, Coca-Cola, through its sponsorship, has been a source of tremendous support. And we also saw Dr. Mahantesh Ji Kivadasannawar a couple of seconds early. He was the founder managing trustee of Samarthanam Trust and of course the president of Cricket Association for the Blind in India, CABI. 118 for 4, but it's been a one-sided affair in terms of this particular final. What was expected to be an Andhra Pradesh versus Karnataka final turned out to be Andhra Pradesh versus Odisha, and Odisha, with their performance yesterday after defeating Karnataka, looked like a team to beat. But Andhra Pradesh, having other ideas, learning from the mistakes what they did against Haryana in the semi-finals, closing in and of course tightening the knuckles on Odisha. The skipper concedes a boundary. He won't mind. Definitely at the back of his mind, he knows fully well that this match is almost over. But then, after getting into a 3-figure mark, Dunna Venkateshwara Rao has also proved that he's a good bowler also. 122 for 4. But Durga Rao has been the pick of the bowlers. And of course, not to forget Prem Kumar and Govindaraju conceding just 70 runs in their allotted 8 overs for B1 players. Smart piece of fielding in the deep. DT Krishna, the fielder, as takes a look around. 3 more balls to go in this over. 1 boundary scored. 123 for 4. Regular communication of Andhra Pradesh skipper with the fielders, and of course the Indian skipper Ajay Kumar Reddy also being there in the 11 as a source of inspiration and motivation to the players. Iqbal, vociferous appeal, and he's gone. No hesitation at all. Was in 2 minds. Mohammad Jafar Iqbal was probably a little late to hear the sound of the ball bearings inside the ball, and therefore there was no bat in it, and that's the reason why the umpire had no hesitation in declaring him out. 123 for 5. Wicket to Dunna Venkateshwara Rao. In all probability will be the man of the match without any ado. 123 for 5. There you can watch the dismissal again. Sweeps it and in front of the wicket. No problems at all for the umpire to declare him out because there was no bat in it. The ball sneaked in onto his legs And 123 for 5 now. Singrai Maji, the new batsman, starts off in style. Will not get a boundary. Once again, DT Krishna in the deep, fielding and conceding only a single. So the tension which was seen on the face of Dunna Venkateshwara Rao at the toss has vanished. Understandably so, after getting a century and picking up wickets at regular intervals, not allowing any partnership to blossom. Andhra Pradesh right on top, right from the toss, and not allowing the Odisha batsman to score boundaries at will. Durga Rao has also been one of the prominent players in this victory. 126 for 5 after 16 overs. So 24 balls to go for the culmination of the final of the Indusind Bank Nagesh Trophy 2020-21.
Singrai Maji on strike now to face the captain of the Indian cricket team, Ajay Kumar Reddy. He's a very, very smart thinking bowler, Ajay Kumar. He's quick as well, uses the full range that he has. Will that be out? Just the single. Singrai was hoping to get a double, but no. Getting carried away, Ajay Kumar Reddy, very wayward there. The wicket keeper could do nothing on that occasion, and he just gives 5 runs to the opposition. There are at least 200 to 300 people here in the crowd, and everyone's waiting for these 4 overs to be done with. Really, practically everyone knows the result of this game. It's now just a formality. Excellent piece of fielding there. Very, very well done. We still have 4 deliveries left. He's bowled a couple of extras. That will be a dot ball. I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Indusind Bank, whose support is extremely important for blind cricket in India. And Mr. M. Chandrasekhar, the AVP of Public Affairs and Communications, is very much with us today, who's from Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages Private Limited, and every one of them play a massive role in supporting and developing blind cricket in India. And there's a big reason as to why India are a force to reckon with in the world of blind cricket. It's only because sponsors like Indusind and Coca-Cola play such massive roles, and they see the potential. They believe that India can continue to be a massive force in world cricket for the blind. And also a big shout out to the Cricket Association for the Blind in India and Samarthanam, who's led by Mr. MG, Mr. Mantesh GK, who is a role model, is a hero to many over here. And his vision and everything that he wants to get, and he's making that a reality. That is another dot ball. That's a good comeback after that wayward extra that he gave. 17 overs completed, 139 for 5. Just 3 overs left in this big final. 18 deliveries separate us from crowning Andhra Pradesh as champions of season 3 of the Nagesh Trophy.
Well, Navneet, we're talking about Samarthanam. It's educate, empower and elevate. $139 for 5, 17 overs gone, 3 more overs to go, and it'll be B2B3 bowlers finishing the quota of 20 overs as Venkateshwara Rao continues to bowl from the other end. Struck hard. Will it go to the boundary? It won't. At the last moment, a little bit of misfield. A bonus boundary to Odisha. 143 for 5. What was just a single, 3 extra runs conceded, and probably the Andhra Pradesh fielders have started to relax. They know fully well, in spite of several such misfields, it won't be possible for Odisha to win this match. They require 103 runs from now on in just about 17 balls. The ball will cross over the boundary again. 4 more. So even if they score boundary of each delivery, they will not win this match. So the remaining 18 balls, if they score boundaries, they will score 72 runs, which means they will probably end up around 215 to 20. Another 100 runs required from now on. Struck well. Will this be the 3rd boundary of the over? No, it won't. There's a smart piece of fielding in the deep there by Durga Rao, making no mistake. Smiling away to glory, Durga Rao, along with his teammates. There's just another 15 balls to go for the end of this match. Struck hard, ball was in the air for some time. The ball, will it go to the boundary? Just a single. So 2 back-to-back boundaries, 2 singles. 10 runs only so far. 2 more balls to go. Dunna Venkateshwara Rao. Yeah. Venkateshwara Rao, the skipper, has planned in such a way that the 18th and the 20th over will be bowled by him, and the other 17th and 19th, of course, will be bowled by the Indian captain Ajay Kumar Reddy. A vociferous, enthusiastic sigh from the bowler, but no damage done. 18th over comes to an end. Odisha waiting for the match to complete at the earliest. 149 for 5 at the end of 18 overs. They are out of this final, and Andhra Pradesh have won this trophy with still 2 more overs to go. It's been a one-sided affair. The final at the ALTIORE grounds here in Bengaluru, Indusind Bank Nagesh Trophy.
Good piece of fielding at first slip there. And just the single. We're less than 2 overs away from coming to the end of a successful season of the Indusind Bank Nagesh Trophy. Ajay Kumar Reddy is going to bowl one over. It's going to see who'll bowl the over from the far end. But it's just been the most comprehensive performance by Andhra Pradesh, the defending champions. Another dot ball. This shouldn't take too long, a little over 5 minutes maybe. What a show they've put on. They've absolutely dominated the opposition, and Odisha really, right from ball one, had no answers to what was coming their way. After a couple of dot balls, we see a nice little straight drive past mid-on and mid-off. No, rather between mid-on and mid-off, and it goes over the boundary line. Once again, a good shot. It looks like it's going to be another boundary. They can score as many as they want, but it's just a little too late, unfortunately, for Odisha. Move on to 158 for 5. Just one delivery left in the penultimate over. Just about gearing up for what should be a very exciting post-match presentation. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, after the 7 deliveries. A very distinguished panel that we have for what is a big occasion. The finals of the Nagesh Trophy. We have our sponsors. We have dignitaries from the government showing their support as well. And needless to say, plenty of fans who are here, who've been here all through a very sunny morning in Bangalore here. We also have Shri K.C. Narayana Gowda, who's the Honorable Minister of Youth Empowerment and Sports Planning, Program Monitoring and Statistics, Government of Karnataka. Shri B. Shivanna. We have Mr. M. Chandrasekhar and needless to say Dr. Mantesh GK as well. Right, final over. Venkateshwar Rao with the ball in hand, rightly so, will finish it off for Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, indeed. Strikes it well, will not get a boundary. The Andhra Pradesh team in no mood to relent as Gopalachari stops that one and prevents a boundary. 160 for 5, a huge margin of victory for Andhra Pradesh. Venkateshwara Rao bowls. Ball in the air. We'll have to wait and see whether that'll be taken. A little bit of misfield. That's what we were telling you earlier. R. Venkatesh leaving that ball, allowing it to trickle over the boundary. Understandably so. They are in a mood of relaxation now. Ball was in the air for a long time, but lands in the no man's land. Venkatesh making a valiant attempt to stop that one. Not the type of attempt which he would have made if the match was very close. But this time, again, superb fielding in the deep, restricting the score to only 1. And who else but the Indian skipper, Ajay Kumar Reddy, making no mistake. And that's what champions are made of. Irrespective of the result of the match, you need to give your 100% till the last ball is delivered. So the final ball with the backdrop of Samarthanam Trust for the disabled there. Here it is, Dunna Venkateshwara Rao, the Andhra Pradesh team waiting in the wings to invade the field. Venkateshwara Rao for the final time it is over. Strikes it hard and it's a boundary. No, they don't want to give any boundary. Gopalachari stops it and it's all over here. Odisha 166 for 5 after 20 overs, requiring 247 to win. So 80 runs victory for Andhra Pradesh. Wrapping up this match in style right from the toss, winning it comprehensively by 80 runs. Great victory, defending champions. living up to the expectations, living up to the billing prior to the start of the tournament. Barring the semi-final yesterday, Andhra Pradesh truly played like champions. They relaxed a bit yesterday, but recovered in time, won the match. But Karnataka were a little bit unlucky. They themselves will have to be blamed. Played some poor cricket yesterday. Just one match of poor cricket, and then Andhra Pradesh winning the match by 80 runs.
Well, the pictures, the scenes that you're witnessing says it all. It's been a tournament that's belonged to the men in dark blue. Andhra Pradesh have just been outstanding right from the first game. They've been unbeaten all through the campaign and have been absolutely dominating in the final encounter. They brought their A game to the ground today, and right from ball number one, there was no looking back. They were the favorites coming into today's big final. Odisha did beat a high-quality Karnataka side, but today what Andhra did was take it several notches higher in comparison to the performance yesterday, and Odisha unfortunately couldn't replicate what they did yesterday. And it's their captain Venkateshwara Rao who led from the front with a fabulous century. They had good support from Durga Rao, and Ajay Kumar Reddy contributed at different times in the tournament. With the ball, Durga Rao was exceptional. The spin of Raju and Prem Kumar in the middle overs. Don't forget that contribution today. They just gave 70 runs, the two B1 bowlers, in their 8 overs. And Ajay Kumar Reddy was exceptional with the bat as well, or with the ball rather. The fielding from Satya Narayana was exceptional. All in all, it really has been a thorough team performance, and you have to give it to Odisha as well. They reached the final, and that itself is testament to the fact that the sport is growing in other parts of the country. And Karnataka, who are giants of blind cricket in India, were just beaten by a better Odisha side yesterday. So Odisha will take plenty of pride from the fact that they've made it all the way to the final. They will be disappointed that they didn't put up their best performance today. That's only because Andhra Pradesh were just exceptional today in every facet of the game. These are live pictures coming to you from the ALTIORE Green Sports Ground from Bangalore. And we're going to get started with the post-match presentation ceremony very shortly. We just want to thank everyone who have joined our coverage over the last couple of days for the semi-final and the final. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing these images. Don't go anywhere. We're just about getting ready for the prize distribution. And before that, a quick look at the batting scorecard of Odisha. Chasing 246, they were always going to be behind the 8 ball. Pankaj Bhuwe, 35 of 25. Nakula Badnayak, 40 of 41. And Sukram Maji, 52 of 33. It was the three of them that had to do a majority of the scoring. But none of them were able to score at the rate that they would have liked to. They happened to do that yesterday against Karnataka's bowling. But it was a whole different ball game playing against the Andhra Pradesh bowlers. Govind Raju was outstanding in the middle overs. And like I mentioned, Durga Rao and Ajay Kumar Reddy and Venkateshwara Rao was outstanding, right? So all they could muster was 166 on the board, and they fell woefully short of the total, 246. 80 runs short of where they had to get to is an indication that this performance is as convincing as it comes for Andhra Pradesh. We're going to be quickly taking a look at the bowling scorecard for Andhra Pradesh. A very good all-round performance by everyone. Ajay Kumar Reddy, 4 overs, 41. Have a look at Durga Rao. There's a reason why he is one of the best all-rounders that we are seeing. 4 overs, 2 wickets, just 15 runs. You don't see that too often in blind cricket. D.V. Rao, the captain, Venkateshwara Rao, 35 runs, 1 wicket. And I'm a big fan of Govind Raju for sure, for what he did, 1 wicket for 30, and Prem Kumar was quite economical as well as a B1 bowler, 1 for 40 in his 4 overs. On the whole, 166 is what they conceded, and Andhra Pradesh will be very happy indeed They beat Karnataka in the final last year. They beat Odisha this year. Two-time champions in 2 years. Well, you never know. The way they're playing cricket, they very well can make it a succession and a hat-trick next year around. Once again, a call out to the Cricket Association for the Blind in India and the Samarthanam Trust for the Disabled. It is the two associations. These two associations have quite simply helped put this together. What this tournament is not just the cricket that we see on the field. It just isn't about winning and losing a game of cricket. It's far more than what the sport has to offer. It provides a livelihood. It provides a platform for all these blind cricketers to express themselves, and that is why they're so indebted to what Mr. G.K. Mantesh and his team at Samartham and Cabby are striving at achieving. And we just want to say a big thank you once again to all our viewers. Don't go anywhere. We will be back shortly with the post-match presentation. The two teams are lining up. We have a whole host of dignitaries for a special occasion as we give away the trophy to the champions of Season 3 of the Nagesh Trophy, Andhra Pradesh. On behalf of my co-commentator, Mr. Shankar Prakash, and myself, Navneet Krishna, we want to thank you for joining our coverage. We're bringing you images of what you witnessed just a while ago, highlights of the second innings. It started off by an excellent catch that was taken in the deep that got the first wicket. And then we saw Nakula Badnayak score a few boundaries, but it just didn't come at the rate that they wanted it to come at. He kept swatting them on the offside. This time he took the aerial route. He was helped by some sort of a misfield from the fielders, but in general, Andhra Pradesh were right on the buzzer. Then Govind Raju came into the attack. He got an LBW, striking the batsman right in front of the stumps. And Govind Raju was just outstanding today with his bowling. There were a few boundaries that did come by, but they were unfortunately far and few in between. And then another wicket. This was 2 in 2 when Durga Rao was on a hat-trick. And he enjoyed that. He absolutely did. He's a quality all-rounder, is Durga Rao. And then Venkateshwara Rao came into the attack. And Mohammad Jafar, the captain of Odisha, played a little too early. And Venkateshwara Rao strapped the batsman right in front of the stumps. They got their next wicket. And the boundaries continue to come by, a few boundaries. But in general, they only managed to score at 8 to the over. And that was never going to be enough because they were needing more than 12 runs every single over. A few boundaries right towards the very end, but, you know, even at the halfway mark, everyone felt that this was a little too much of an uphill task for Odisha. And their bowling was equally good in comparison to their batting. You're just seeing pictures of the few boundaries that we did witness. We also saw some exceptional pieces of fielding by the B1 fielders particularly. But you have to hand it to the Andhra Pradesh bowlers. They were just simply outstanding. Nakul Abadnayak did hang in there for a long time in the second innings. But the strike rate is something that you may raise some questions, because they needed him to strike at a much higher pace. This is that first catch once again. So these are the quick images that we have from the second innings. 166 is what we have, and I'm going to hand it over to my co-commentator, Shankar Prakash, and on behalf of Shankar Prakash,
hello, namaskar, and welcome to the post-match.
Big thank you for tuning into our productions, and now to the post-match presentation.
And as you're all aware, this is going live on Doordarshan, and we are going to retake it again. I know what I'm announcing like that. Yes, we are on air now, live and exclusive broadcast on Doordarshan, and we have come to the final stage of this edition of supremacy in domestic cricket in India with respect to the blind cricket. The Indusind Bank Nagesh Trophy has been bagged by Andhra Pradesh with their scintillating performance today. It was expected to be a nail-biting finish, which did not happen. But credit cannot be taken away from the Odisha team. They fought till the very end. But in the beginning, they probably wanted to win the toss and win this encounter. That did not happen. And somewhere down the line, they lost their way after some beautiful batting. And then thereafter, good bowling, particularly by the B1 bowlers, who just gave away only 70 runs in their allotted 8 overs. So that was probably the story of this match. And now the illustrious presentation party introduction for you. We have Dr. Aruna Ramesh, professor and head at MS Ramaya Emergency Wing. We also have from Indusind, Mr. Anand Shimpi, the regional head TASC, Mr. Girish Chatram, the state head of branch banking, Mr. Manish Misri, the zonal head of branch banking, and of course not to forget the support of the government of Karnataka, Shri K.C. Narayan Gowda, Honorable Minister of Youth Empowerment and Sports, Planning, Program Monitoring and Statistics, Government of Karnataka. We also have Mahantesh G. Dr. Mahantesh G. Kivadasannavar, Founder, Managing Trustee, Samathanam Trust, President, Cricket Association for the Blind in India. We also have Mr. Shivappa, who has also been a good support, Mr. Shivappa. And not to forget the great support of Shri M. Chandrasekhar, the AVP, Public Affairs and Communication, South India, Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages. First of all, I would like to call upon the losing captain, Mohammad Jafar Iqbal. Iqbal ji, aaiye. इकबाल जी, आपने कल जब आपसे बात किया था, आपने बताया 5 में से 5 टॉस हमने जीता, लेकिन आज टॉस हारे, मैच भी हारे.
First of all, I would like to congratulate to Andhra Pradesh for winning the trophy and retaining the trophies for the second time. And hard luck to our boys. I lost the toss today, and as for our strategy, it go wrong to me. And very congratulations to Venkatesh for his fantastic innings. And really, Venkatesh played well. Our boys missed some half chances to run out Venkatesh, and he take it away from us.
Okay. कल आपने फिर भी बताया था कि अगली बार हम आएंगे. Now, will you repeat that you're going to win the trophy next time? What will be the preparation? You start the preparation after getting back to Bhubaneswar.
Every time we are preparing for the trophy, this time hard luck to our boys. We will try our best to win the trophy next time.
Congratulations and all the very best.
Thank you, sir.
I would now like to call upon the winning captain, Dunna Venkateshwara Rao. వెంకటేశ్వర రావు గారు చాలా మంచిగా ప్లే చేశారు మీరు
Chal bad and son, happy, so much happy about today. And thank you so much. This is all my teammates. This victory and this tournament they deserved it. Thank you, each and seniors, juniors, everybody. Thank you. And once again, thank you so much, sir. And Mahanti sir, he bring 23 national teams participation here. And it's just thank you. And we love you, sir. I love you so much, sir. Mahanti sir, thank you so much. And thank you for supporting Indusind Bank, and congratulations, Cabby and Samarthanam, our whole team. Thank you so much.
थैंक यू से खत्म करेंगे या कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
Sir, today what we planning today match, we want to exactly 250 set up. My playing, if I'm staying 20 hours, and boys are supporting me, and I play well. I'm so happy.
Congratulations and all the very best. You will have to wait for some time because लोग dignitaries आए हैं, minister साहब भी आएंगे, वो सब बात करेंगे 2 मिनट बाद में आपको ट्रॉफी मिलेगा.
ठीक है sir, thank you.
Well, we also have Sri Damodar, Public Affairs from Coca-Cola. We missed you. But anyway, you come here in the finals, and thanks for Coca-Cola. And I would, as the trophy is named as Indusind Bank Nagesh Trophy, remembering Nagesh, a very important soul, a great pillar of support. Let's give a round of applause for late Nagesh. And I would now request one of the dignitaries from Indusind Bank, the title sponsor, to say a few words.
I think first of all, congratulations to the Andhra Pradesh team. Chala baundi performance. Yeah, that's the only word that I know about. So Indusind Bank is proud to be associated with this tournament, and with the teams over here. I wish all of you guys all the best. While we keep on doing our work, we keep on growing our profits and all, but we also want to be associated with the environment and the social responsibilities. And that's why, as our CSR projects, we keep on working towards the environment, we keep on working towards the education of the underprivileged kids, and we are also very much associated with the sports, especially for the persons with disabilities. So congratulations to all of you guys once again, and thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you very much, sir, for your words, and I'm very sure Indusind Bank will continue to support blind cricket in this part of the world. At this juncture, I would also request the AVP, Public Affairs and Communication, Sri M. Chandrasekhar, to say a few words. No? Mr. Damodar will say a few words on his behalf.
Hello. It's a congratulations for the Andhra Pradesh team for playing a wonderful event, and also truly supported. I hope the Odisha had played very well. That's the reason they have come all the way here. So anyhow, congratulations to you also for the runners-up. It's a great privilege for me to be on behalf of my company. I also take this opportunity to thank the organizers, the volunteers, the sponsors for making a wonderful event like this. I'd like to say a few things in Hindi to just enhance the self-esteem of the people here, because you're all disabled and you've done a fantastic job here. देश के आवाज पर पहुंचे सीना तान, तभी कहते हैं दुनिया भारत के शान. आंधी हो या भीषण तूफान, हम लाते हैं देश पे चेहरे पर मुस्कान. And especially for the disabled people, for all of you, रास्ता मुश्किल या आसान, बढ़ के चलना अपना काम. मैं हूँ सच्चा दिल वाला, मैं हूँ क्रिकेट वाला. So you've done a wonderful job with all the difficulties, with all odds. You have come all the way here. We have taken this opportunity to cleanse the trust of all of you people supporting for this program. We'll be looking forward for helping you all in our upcoming days. Thanks a lot.
Bahut shukriya, Damodarji. And Dr. Aruna Venkatesh, would you like to say a few words? Being a doctor, what sort of an advice you have for all the players?
Yeah. I'm Dr. Aruna Ramesh, and we do a lot of. It is highly important that health is given importance in the occasion of sports, and doing sports will make you all healthy. So it is highly important that all of us support such events, and it does not matter how able or how support needed a person is, but we need to support all of them in the event of leading a normal life. Congratulations to the Andhra team, and congratulations to all the participants of this cricket course. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Aruna. And the man of the moment, Dr. Mahantesh G. Kivadasandavar. He would love him to be called as Kivadasandavar, but most of us will find it difficult to pronounce that. So all of you, if you want Mahantesh to smile, learn to pronounce Kivadasandavar. The founder, managing trustee, Samarthanam Trust, President, Cricket Association for the Blind in India. Your words.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Good afternoon. Congratulations, Andhra. You did it again. I'm sure you all must be feeling very proud, must be in the 9th cloud. Congratulations, Marisa. Hard luck, but you did your best. But better luck next time. Respected Narayan Gowda sir, our beloved Narayan Gowda sir, Honorable Minister for Sports, Mr. Damodarji from Coca-Cola, and most important, Indusind Bank friends, Girish ji, Manish ji, and Anand, and Aruna, Dr. Aruna madam, and all the other supporters, the owner of the ground, Mr. Praveen, umpires, all my participating 23 teams. I'm sure they are not here, but their heart is here. They are following through our lovely support from Doordarshan, Shankar sir, and my friend Navneet. Wonderful commentary. So cricket is one which unites all of us. Whatever I am today, a lot of my friends, my friend John David, who is the secretary of CABI, my friends in Samarthanam, many of us played cricket together, friends in CABI. So cricket is one which has brought all of us together. And personally, I'm very happy my uncle is also there, Shivappa uncle, Kivadasandavar. We're all from Belgaum. So looking at the game, if I just look back 30 years, when we started playing in 1990, facilities, the standard, everything has gone up year on year. It is our good luck, it is our good fortune. Amidst us, we have our Honorable Minister. Normally, whenever we get ministers, we'll have some 100 requests. Before I could request anything, he said, I would like to extend all possible help from my government, from my department. A minister who has worked very hard, he knows the difficulties of people like us. So before I could ask, like a mother knows what child needs. So it is our good fortune, Honorable Minister is looking after sports. So cricket for Karnataka and cricket for India. He also said, I will talk to Kiran Rijiju sir. He will be meeting him next week. So I will talk to him, and I will also request on your behalf. Can we not request a big round of applause from all of you? So, sir, tumba santosha aitu neevu bandiddu, and he saw the game for more than 1 hour, and he said, I will come and have lunch with you. Whatever you guys had lunch, same lunch our minister also had. So that is the belief of equality and equity. So on behalf of CABI and Samarthanam, I would like to extend deepest gratitude and huge respect to you, sir. And my respect to all the sponsors, and most importantly, all of you, the players. Andhra has won, but you all have done your best. All the 23 teams and all those who helped us in hosting this, my deepest gratitude, my Samarthanam, my cabby team, and all state associates who have helped us in organizing this. So I would like to extend big thanks. So cricket is improving year on year. It was a very difficult time for us because of the COVID. We were thinking, how do we host this? And our team said, we're with you, let's do everything in Bangalore this time. So otherwise, last year we did it in 12 cities and 60 plus matches. This year, entire 62 matches were hosted in south part of Bangalore. Had 6 grounds, took more than 110 rooms. It is like managing the World Cup. So my team did it. So big round of applause. My hearty appreciation to Doordarshan for continuing their patronage and supporting us and everyone. So let me not stand in between the trophies and you, and our Honorable Minister also would like to speak, should be speaking. So my hearty congratulations to Andhra, hard luck, Varisa, and all those teams who participated. My huge appreciation. Thank you very much. And I'm sure you all know next year, India would be hosting the 3rd T20 World Cup. So best players will be picked from this. Thank you.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಹಂತೇಶ್ ಜಿ ಕಿವದಾಸಣ್ಣವರ್. We are all eagerly awaiting to listen to the words of wisdom of Shri K.C. Narayan Gowda, Honorable Minister of Youth Empowerment and Sports Planning, Program Monitoring and Statistics, Government of Karnataka. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಸಚಿವರು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Congratulations in Andhra Pradesh team and our Odisha also. Thank you so much. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ತಂಡದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯ ಆಗಿದೆ. 4 ವಿಶ್ವಕಪ್ ತಂಡ 2ನೇ T20 ಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಭಾರತ ತಂಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಲು ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಉತ್ತಮ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಸಂತೋಷದಿಂದ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಂಧ್ರ ಪ್ರದೇಶ್ ಮತ್ತು ಒಡಿಶಾ 35 ಟೀಮ್ಗಳು ಬಂದು ಆಟವನ್ನು ಆಡಿರೋದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸಾರಿ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಯನ್ನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. आज हम बहुत खुश हैं. सभी भारत देशी हमारा कर्नाटक का जन्मभूमि में आके आप सब इस क्रिकेट टीम को और कर्नाटक का गौरव को आप सब बहुत बड़ा ताकत दिया है. सबको आप सभी को अभिनंदन करते हुए आज हमारा ये क्रिकेट ही नहीं है. हमारा मालतेश जी 3 से 4 बार, मैं इस कर्नाटक में मिनिस्टर नहीं था, उस पहले भी इनसे मिला हूँ. इनका एक्टिविटीज में मैं कितना भी बोलूँगा वो कम है. उसके लिए जुड़ा हुआ हमारा इंडस्ट्रीड बैंक और हमारा कोको कोला टीम और हमारा रोटरी क्लब और जुड़ा हुआ है इस संस्था में. सभी को मैं अभिनंदन करते हुए आज लेकिन इसका समर्थन नागेश जी का नाम पे ये क्रिकेट टीम इधर चला हुआ है और हम मालतेज जी एक वर्ड का हमको एक ग्राउंड का जरूरत है, जरूर होगा सर इमीडिएटली, क्योंकि हमारा सेंट्रल मिनिस्टर भी 21 को कर्नाटक में आ रहा है। आपने दिया हुआ मनवी को हम स्वीकार किया है, उसको फॉरवर्ड करूंगा। और हमारा कर्नाटक का मुख्यमंत्री जी को भी बहुत इसका बारे में बहुत गौरव है और इस चीज को मैं भारत देश का हमारा पूज्य प्रधानमंत्री जी नरेंद्र मोदी जी को भी रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, क्योंकि ये मैं अंगविकल नहीं कहना चाहूंगा आप सबको, हम सबसे अब अच्छे, हम सबसे अब अच्छे हैं, क्योंकि जो हर चीज है वो आदमी बहुत दूर रहते हैं, सब आप सब नजदीक हैं, आप सब बहुत नजदीक हैं। इसके लिए उसको कभी भी उस चीज को मैं कभी भी, छोटा सा इंसान हूं मैं, आप सब लोग आप बहुत बड़े इंसान हैं, क्योंकि इधर देख रहे हैं, क्योंकि इनका जो काम है हम नहीं कर पा रहे, इधर लोकल जो हमारा जो हमारे में हर एक चीज है लेकिन कर नहीं पाएंगे जो मालतेश जी करते हैं। इसके लिए आप लोग कभी भी झुकना नहीं चाहिए, इस देश का रक्षा, क्योंकि नेक्स्ट ईयर वर्ल्ड कप के लिए बोला है। इसके लिए मैं कर्नाटक का गवर्नमेंट का तरफ से और भारत सरकार को रिक्वेस्ट करके इस वर्ल्ड कप को अगर बेंगलुरु में अगर करेंगे तो बहुत अच्छा होगा। ज्यादा से ज्यादा हम लोग जवाबदारी लेंगे और इस स्पोर्ट्स में, क्योंकि मैं ज्यादा से ज्यादा जो चार्ज लिया है लास्ट वीक 10 डेज हुआ है। पहले आप सबको मालूम था म्युनिसिपल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एंड हॉर्टिकल्चर सेरिकल्चर था, लेकिन वो उधर भी काम करने को मेरे को बहुत मजा आया। कोई भी काम होने दे चाहिए, वो काम करने वाले के लिए कोई काम बड़ा नहीं है, छोटा नहीं है। आज ये स्पोर्ट्स में मैं एंड युवा जना जो आज कर्नाटक में 2.5 करोड़ पॉपुलेशन है यूथ, वो सबके लिए ताकत लगाने के लिए, वो सबके लिए ताकत देने के लिए मैं आज सबका साथ रह के गवर्नमेंट ऑफ कर्नाटका और चीफ मिनिस्टर को भी रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा। आज हमारा देश का प्रधानमंत्री जी से भी रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, क्योंकि हमारा देश का भविष्य है यूथ। आप सब यूथ हैं, इसमें आप लोग नंबर 1 में रहेंगे। हम आप सबका साथ देंगे। ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸಾರಿ ವಂದನೆ, ಅಭಿನಂದನೆ, ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ। ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಜನ್ಮಭೂಮಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಆಂಧ್ರ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಒಡಿಶಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ನೂ 10 ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಜನ್ಮಭೂಮಿಗೆ ತಾವು ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ತುಂಬಿದಿರಿ। ಸದಾ ನಿಮ್ಮವರಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ತಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ। ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೌಡನೂ ಸಹ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದು ಏನು ತಾವೊಂದು ಬಂದು ಕೇಳೋದು ಅಗತ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಫೋನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ತಾವು ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವೊಂದು, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ HST ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಗಿರೀಶ್ ಅವರ ಹತ್ರ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ನಾನು, ನಮ್ಮ ಯೂತ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ತುಂಬಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ। ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಶಕ್ತಿ, ಕುಟುಂಬ ನಡೆಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಬೆಳೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಸಹ ನಾವೊಂದು ಯೋಜನೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಜಾಬ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಈ ಥರ ಇದನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸಿ ಶಕ್ತಿ ತುಂಬುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇವರು ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ತುಂಬುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಭವಿಷ್ಯ ಇವ್ರಿಗಿದೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಿ। ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಡೀಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸಿ। ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಜಸ್ಟ್ 200 ರೂಪೀಸ್ನಿಂದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸು ಜಾಬನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಗಿ, ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿ ಆಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಚಿವನಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸುಲಭದ ವಿಷಯ ಅಲ್ಲ। ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕೆಲಸನೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆತ್ಮಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗಲೇ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ತರಕಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಬೀದಿಗೆ ಬರೋದ ರೀತಿ ಹಗಲು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಹಂತಕ್ಕೆ ತಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ಗೆ ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಯಾಕುಮಾರಿ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮ ಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಸಹಕಾರದಿಂದ, ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳ ಸಹಕಾರದಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನು ಖಾತೆಯನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅನಿಸಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Sanmanya Narayan Gowda ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Shri Narayan Gowda has assured total support from the government of Karnataka under the able leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister, Shri B.S. Yediyurappa. Let's give a round of applause for government of Karnataka. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು, sir. And now it's time for the trophies to be given away. First of all, it is the man of the match. And who's the man of the match? Adi D. Venkateshwar Rao, 132 runs of 65 balls. I would request Mr. Damodar, Public Affairs Communications of Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages to give the man of the match award. Congratulations as man of the match, D. Venkateshwara Rao. 4 overs, 35 runs, 1 wicket, 132 runs of 65 balls. And now we go on to the man of the series, B1, B2, B3. We have 3 men of the series. B1 man of the series will be given away by Shri Manish Mistry, Zonal Branch Banking, Indusind Bank. It has gone to Akshay Borikar of Goa. 190 runs, 3 half centuries, 1 wicket. Mr. David will collect it on behalf of Akshay. Mr. David, kindly go over and receive this from Mr. Manish. Congratulations. And now B2, man of the match, Ajay Kumar Reddy from Andhra Pradesh, man of the series. Man of the series, 318 runs, 4 half centuries, 10 wickets. I would request Mr. Girish Chatram, State Head Branch Banking, to give away this particular man of the series. And now we move on to the B3 man of the series. Congratulations to Ajay Kumar Reddy. He is also the captain of the Indian team, Ajay Kumar Reddy. I would request Dr. Aruna to kindly give away the man of the series for 594 runs, 3 centuries, 2 half centuries, 13 dismissals in wicket keeping. In the presence of the minister, well, this year, congratulations. And this year, we have a new trophy, which is being given to the emerging players. Just as we see in IPL, the emerging players, they are the future of this country. We have 3 emerging players, one in B1, B2, B3. Mr. Ujjwal has sponsored this Emerging Players Award with a trophy and cash prize. First of all, in B1, Lalit Meena of Rajasthan is not there. Chandrasekhar will receive it on behalf of from Ujjwal. 5,000 rupees cash prize to Lalit Meena of Rajasthan. And B2, Umesh CA of Karnataka, emerging player. A check of 5,000 and a trophy. Umesh, yakappa nachkuta idya bappa bega. Karnataka ಗೆಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇಜಾರು, ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, next year ಇದೆ. Don't worry. There's always a next year. And B3, Andhra Pradesh, Tandava Krishna, who did normally Shiva does the Tandava, but Krishna does Tandava in the cricket field. And now, the coveted trophy. I would like to call upon Dunna Venkateshwar Rao to receive the trophy in the presence of our Indusind Bank officials by the Honorable Minister, Shri Narayan Gowda, to give away the winner's trophy. ఎక్కడున్నారు దాన్నా వెంకటేశ్వరరావు గారు? రండి మినిస్టర్ దగ్గర. Congratulations. No, the boys will come later for the photograph. Minister sir will be there. Don't worry. Tarvata vastaru. Ippudu, and now the runners-up trophy. I would request the team captain from Odisha and the coach to kindly come over. Mohammad Jafar Iqbal and Chandrasekhar Patnaik to kindly come over and receive the trophy from the Honorable Minister in the presence of Indusind Bank. I would request Indusind Bank to kindly be a part of this presentation. And now a couple of things to do before we wind up this presentation. I would request Shri G.K. Mahantesh to kindly give a memento to the Honorable Minister. I would also request Mr. Mahantesh to give a memento to Shri Manish Meshri, the zonal head of branch banking in Indusind. Mr. Girish Chatram, state head branch banking. Mr. Anand Shimpi, the regional head. Mr. Damodar from Hindustan Coca-Cola Public Affairs Communications. Dr. Aruna Ramesh. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ಅವರು ಸಹ ಈ ಒಂದು ಮೊಮೆಂಟೋನ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಮನೆಯವರನ್ನ ಮರೆತು ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆದರೆ ಮಹಾಂತೇಶ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಮನೆಯವರನ್ನು ಸಹ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೋತಾರೆ ಸದಾ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಇದೇ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ. ಕಂಗ್ರ್ಯಾಚುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್. So before we wind, we would like to express our sincere thanks to all our sponsors. From Indusind Bank, the title sponsor. Let's give a round of applause. Sponsors illa andre eno agodilla. Coca-Cola, the beverage partner. Medical partner, MS Ramaya Hospitals. Paul Mudda, the joint secretary of KCAB. B. Siddharamu, former Karnataka cricketer. Asha workers, media friends from both print and electronic media and the social media. KCA for match officials. Praveen from the ALTIORE ground. Special round of applause for Praveen, please. He's the man in Doordarshan, of course, has always been with the BlindCricket for the telecast. Shantiniketan Homes and Sai Vishram for the hospitality partner. And not to forget Nike, the sports apparels, and Ujjwal for the Emerging Players Award. So with this, first of all, I would request the Orissa players to kindly come over, take a photograph with the minister, and Tarvata, Andhra Pradesh celebration aramba avutundi. Super. Sir, kindly be there for the photograph. Yeah. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮುಂಚೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ? Yeah, from Lions, one award for the runner-up and one award for the winner. You can give it to the runner-up now because now they are taking photographs. Please go and give. Go Lions Club. Lions Club is giving a support. And when Andhra Pradesh is taking a photograph, they'll give another check for 1,000. Adru chappale hoded martu bidri, ha? Please give a round of applause. Special thanks to umpires and also, of course, not to forget the match officials. Yeah, 1 minute. This is Orissa. No, you give only one. Just give one. Odisha. Runner-up. Mahantesh, in the presence of the Honorable Minister for Lions Club, they'll give encouraging check of rupees 1,000 to the Odisha captain, Mohammad Jafar Iqbal. Congratulations, and now I would request the Andhra Pradesh team to kindly come over for a photograph with the Honorable Minister. Andhra Pradesh players, dignitaries at the back are not seen. Please, all of you sit. Yes. बैठ जाइए सब लोग बैठ जाइए. Cricket ki jai for the cricket. Congratulations. Yeah, I would request both the umpires to come over and receive a memento from the Honorable Minister. Sai Ram and Prasanna Kumar Raj, please come over to kindly come over, receive the Honorable Minister. Will give away mementos to both the umpires and the check of both the umpires have done exceedingly well, Shri Prasanna and Sai Ram. Sai Ram, kindly go and receive the memento from the Honorable Minister. So congratulations. Please give a round of applause for both the umpires. With this, we come to the end of the telecast, and our friends from the print and electronic media will take. So, Kumar, one second. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we enjoyed absorbing 2 days of cricket. No, it's going live. Just hang on. We enjoyed a couple of days of cricket on Doordarshan. It was telecast live, and hope you all enjoyed this cricket game. Congratulations to Andhra Pradesh. Karnataka did well. They reached the finals last time. This time they were a bit unlucky not to reach the finals. But all in all, end of the day, it's the game of cricket which has won. So with this, I'm Shankar Prakash along with the entire team of Doordarshan saying you namaskara, bye-bye. All of you, please take care and always keep smiling. Oh, wait, sorry, mic tole. Thanks so much. Thanks. Oh, aram idira. Anekal. Oh, very good.